Coping with stress. Coping with loss. When we lose a job, life savings, relationship, or a loved one, grief is the most natural response. We all grieve differently. You may feel sad, angry, or lonely. While going through grief, take care of yourself and seek support so you can heal. You're not meant to deal with loss alone. When loss hits us, we first think, this is not happening. But denial is just a temporal mechanism to deal with the overwhelming emotion. As the pain of loss sets in, we feel frustrated and helpless. We get angry with ourselves or with other people or life in general. Then we start thinking what we could have done differently to prevent the tragedy. Then regrets, sadness, crying, insomnia, and loss of appetite follows. At this stage, we retreat to loneliness and no amount of comfort from others works. Healing begins when we finally accept the reality of our loss, that our situation can't change. We start moving forward with life when we accept our new reality. This is easier said than done, but at this stage, our only hope is to hold on to the promises of God, knowing that God is with us and that He will never leave us nor forsake us all the days of our lives. Your struggles began before you were born. Your struggle is in your story. Your story does not start with you. You are handed down some struggles. You didn't choose your family. You didn't choose how your parents raised you up. Your worldview and some of your attitudes were handed down to you. But just like cards in poker, you've got to deal the hand you were dealt. While you didn't choose the start of your story, you're now the main actor in your story. How you play your role now affects how your storyline develops and ends. Strictly speaking, your story will never end. Your life will always influence generations after you. What cards are you handing down to your children? What struggles and attitudes must end with you? What opportunities must begin with you and give your children a head start in life? The dots will connect. Hang in there. Don't give up on your calling. Your degree is not a waste. The extra skills you've acquired are needed for your purpose. There is nothing that you have that will get wasted. All things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to His purpose. Moses was tending flock in the wilderness for decades. Little did he know that God allowed him to grow up in the palace to be able to face Pharaoh someday. Saul's legal Roman passport, and mastery of Latin, Aramaic, and Greek languages would later be used by God to spread the gospel across Europe. In the grand scheme of life, God determines your path, but you choose how you go through that path. You can walk down your path of life as a spirited lion or as a beaten chicken. You can heroically embrace the daunting obstacles along your way of life, or complain about the little bumps that make you stumble. Why stress kills? Stress affects your brain, heart, and body. Stress compromises memory, concentration, and learning. Stress leads to poor judgment, weak social interaction, and angry outbursts. Stress causes headaches, muscle pains, chest pain, fatigue, restlessness, insomnia, digestive problems, and eating disorders. Chronic stress can lead to sweating, nausea, hair loss, anxiety, depression, panic attacks, high blood pressure, shortness of breath, stroke, and heart attack. Stress also causes many people to indulge in gambling, drugs, alcoholism, porn, reckless sexual behavior, constant arguments, and domestic violence. Though we can't eliminate stress, we can manage stress. Don't funk your duties. Whenever you dodge your responsibilities, you invite stress. But don't overwork. Set realistic goals. Don't push yourself too hard. Get out and exercise every day. Nature has a way of reducing cortisol, the stress hormone. Create time for meditation. Celebrate your achievements. Eat healthy. Minimize your time on screens and sleep early. Spend quality time with loved ones and friends who are humorous. Laugh for no reason. Listen to soft music. Pray every day. If symptoms persist, talk to a medical therapist. This could be why you are depressed. You may be a victim of physical, emotional, or sexual abuse. Maybe you were raised in a dysfunctional family where your mother was abused. Maybe someone told you that you're ugly or you don't measure up. Maybe you've gone through a major loss in life, job loss, loss of a loved one, loss of an important relationship, or significant loss of income. Maybe you've abused alcohol and drugs in your past. Maybe you have a medical condition or you're on certain medications like ARVs. Maybe you suffer hormonal imbalances or your family has a history of depression. Whatever may be depressing you, seek help ASAP. Depression is the leading cause of suicide. You are responsible for your mental well-being. Don't neglect yourself. Depression or managing stress. Most of the depression victims who come to me don't suffer from any clinical depression. Most of them have simply messed up with their lives or a certain area of their life. Most of the so-called depression is emotional stress from terrible relationships and things not working in their career or business. If you do not fix your relationships and career life, you will be stressed. And no medication will ever cure your condition. Antidepressants are like painkillers. If you can't take care of your children because you have no money and you can't see the way out of it, you will be stressed. Many psychiatrists and the farm industry hate what I'm saying, and some are likely to hit back. They thrive on exploiting people's ignorance. Regrettably, most victims don't like what I've written either. They would rather blame their mental health rather than have someone remind them to solve their problems. Of course, some patients are genuinely depressed and need medical attention. I've researched and spoken extensively on this subject and published a book on the same. I've journeyed with many people who eventually stopped medication because of my behavior therapy program. If you rush to a psychiatrist because of stress, you're almost sure to be put on medication. Their business survives on your dependency on treatment. If you suspect you're depressed, first explore with a specialist some behavior therapy solutions. Most medications are addictive and just numb feelings temporarily. There is a 60 days behavior therapy program that I published into a book dubbed 60 Days to Defeat Depression. If interested, the book is available in Amazon. Why worry? Worry does not solve any problem. Worry does not pay your bills or fix your relationships. Worry is a catalyst for illness. Worry compromises sobriety. Worry complicates your life. Don't use your energy on worry. Use your energy to find a way. If it can be solved, there is no need to worry. If it can't be solved, there is no need to worry. It's senseless to worry. Worry is a misuse of your imagination. Jesus asked, "Can any of you by worrying add a single hour to your life?" Matthew 6:27. Worry can't extend your life. What worries you controls you. Whatever is going to happen will happen, whether you worry or not. Focus on what you can do. You are stronger than your worries. Corrie ten Boom said, "Worry does not empty tomorrow of its sorrow, it empties today of its strength." Jesus said, "Do not worry about tomorrow. Each day has enough trouble of its own." Matthew 6:34. Personal peace. You can't always control what goes on outside, but you can always control what goes on inside. We live in a world full of chaos, but you can always find order within you. If you cannot find peace within you, you will never find it elsewhere. If you treat every situation as a life and death matter, you will die a lot of times. Learn to relax. Everything will be okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. Scriptures challenge us to pursue peace with everyone. Hebrews 12:14. Children of God are peacemakers. Matthew 5:9. Be the designated peacemaker at home and at work. But you can't help others find peace if you're not at peace with yourself. Angry people can't help others find peace. If you are ever fighting someone, first find your own peace. If you lack personal peace, you can't live in peace with others. Some people find peace in nature, others in their loved ones, others in scriptures, others in quiet time. But true peace comes from God. You will never find peace in material things. Learn to simplify your life. Contentment and ambition are not mutually exclusive. Being content means you're grateful for what God has blessed you with. True success is peace with self, others, and God. Storms never last. No matter how devastating a storm may be, it will come to pass. No storm lasts forever. It has never rained 365 days consecutively. That pain will come to pass. Difficult times never last. Storms make us appreciate calmness. If you're going through a storm, focus on the rainbow. If you're going through a dark night, focus on the stars. There is something bright in every darkness. When Jesus is in the boat, no storm can wreck your life. Our faith is tested in storms, not in Paris. Storms draw something out of us that calm seas cannot. Storms lead us to a sea of change. If you lose your calmness while going through a storm, you will become the storm in your life. Everyone goes through storms. You cannot forever escape the storm. You must learn to stand despite the storm. Are you discouraged? You've done your very best. The Lord knows you've tried, but nothing seems to work, or the progress is too slow. You've seen others succeed seemingly effortlessly. Believe me, you don't know their story. You've no idea what battles they fought. And in any case, you can't ride on someone else's blessings. Enjoy your journey. You're not in competition with time. It's never too late. Happiness is not a destination. Fulfillment in life comes from pursuing your God-given purpose with joy. Enjoy the process no matter how challenging it may be. You are not competing with anyone. You have no idea how many people admire you. Keep going. Frustration comes from setting your targets to reach another person's milestone. This life is your personal journey. Run your race at your pace. Stretch yourself without comparing yourself with others, and leave the results to God. Never lose hope. No matter how dark your situation may be, the sun will rise again. Without the dark, we will never see the stars. Let your hopes, not your hearts, shape your future. To live without hope is to cease to live. If you lose hope, you've lost everything. Hope helps us to endure. No storm lasts forever. No matter the pain, hope is better than despair. If you are sick, your story isn't over yet. You are given this life because you are strong enough to live it. Live to your very end. If you live with a disability, that disability does not define you. Your inner strength and values define you. No matter how broke you may be, prosperity begins with your state of mind. What we see depends on what we are looking for. Start your walk towards your greatness. Don't despise small beginnings. A seed today is a forest tomorrow. The enemy fights hardest when you're going through labor pains. No matter how gloomy your relationship may be, you are with your destiny partner. God's gifts are often not trapped as we expected. Treasure your gift. You see what you want to see in your partner. You can live with anyone if you appreciate them as a gift from God. You are one of my gifts from above. Without you, I wouldn't have written this book. Stand firm. If you're convinced you are in the absolute will of God, stand firm no matter the fights against you. Abraham Lincoln said, "Be sure you put your feet in the right place and then stand firm." So long as your foundation is on the rock, no storm will ever bring you down. Storms don't come to knock us down, but to test our foundations. While the world changes, the cross stands firm. When all else fails and to stand firm seems impossible, stand on the wood of the cross. It will float with you. If you do not stand firm in your faith, you will not stand at all. Your faith will be tested. Even if you have to stand alone, stand strong in the Lord. Remember Archimedes? He once said, "Give me but a firm spot on which to stand, and I shall move the earth." Don't die till you die. Life is difficult. Live to your last breath. Never wave the white flag of surrender. No matter what, keep your sanity. Never lose your mind no matter how depressing your situation may be. It may be stormy now, but it can't rain forever. Your strength lies in your calmness. Trust the one who holds tomorrow. Keep the faith. Never give up hope. It will be worth in the end. Everything will fall into place. God is in control. Miracles happen when you least expect them. No matter what lies ahead, God is already there. Keep your eye on the goal. Never be distracted by the thorns. Smell the roses along the journey. See the beauty in this world. Enjoy the journey. You're being waited for at the finishing line. Keep going. Keep the right company. Never walk with someone who is pulling you down. As your life evolves, so should your circle. Walk with progressive individuals. You are known by the company you keep. We all get angry, but fools allow anger to destroy their work and relationships. What we do when we are angry draws the line between fools and the wise. Folly and anger go hand in hand. Fools even brag about their hot temper. Proverbs 14:29. People with understanding control their anger. A hot temper shows great foolishness. Ecclesiastes 7:9. Control your temper, for anger labels you a fool. If you lost your job or marriage because of anger, you acted foolishly. Don't repeat your folly. Learn to control anger. Anger is like a wild animal. If you don't tame anger, it will destroy you. God expects us to control our anger. To control anger, listen to understand, and never speak or act when angry. James 1:19. Understand this, my dear brothers and sisters. You must all be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to get angry. Anger is not sin. Even God gets angry. Anger is a human emotion, but to act in anger is sin. To call others nasty names is sin. Staying angry is a choice that gives the enemy an opportunity to destroy you. Ephesians 4:26-27. And don't sin by letting anger control you. Don't let the sun go down while you're still angry, for anger gives a foothold to the devil. Never go to bed while still angry. Never start a new day while still angry. Never carry forward yesterday's emotional liabilities. Learn to release your tempers. anger is self-imprisonment. You want to be happy? Take care of your relationships and money. Almost always, relationships take care of money. Someone who relates well with their work colleagues hardly loses their job. Job seekers who relate well with others get sorted. Entrepreneurs who treat people nicely prosper because customers, suppliers, and employees stay with them. Most people who destroy relationships are broke because they get neglected. Over 80% of stressed people have messed up with their relationships and money. Over 90% of people who book for my counseling are seeking direction in relationships and finances. Jesus summarized the Bible in one word: relationships. Loving God and loving people. Not using people, not using God. Some people only call you when they are desperate. That's using people. Some people only call God when they are desperate. That's using God. It doesn't work. You must build relationships. Only then will you be helped in your hour of need. Be calm. God is in control. Nothing catches God by surprise. God is the composer. You are the song. You are the sky. Everything else is just the weather. And the weather comes and goes. In life, weather has to keep shifting patterns. No matter how stormy the sea, it's always calm deep under the waves. When everything around you is crazy, be the sober one. The enemy thrives in anxiety and restlessness. No matter the situation, don't lose your cool. Panic is a total waste of energy. Patience is not the ability to wait. Patience is the ability to be calm under pressure. Annoy your enemies by your calmness. Our true character is revealed when we are under intense pressure. How we handle pressure determines whether we stand or break. Give your stress wings and let it fly away. Success seldom rises with blood pressure. Anxiety doesn't change the situation. It just robs our strength. Get out of your own way. Trust the systems. Focus on your role and let others play their part. Reflect on lessons from history. Think of situations that were worse than yours and choose to be grateful. Magnify your logic. Don't be too hard on yourself. We all fail to hit some targets. Never lose your mind because of losing your job. You will need your mind to look for another job or to run a business. Don't lose your mind because of losing your house. You will need your mind to decorate your next house. Don't lose your mind because of losing your loved one. You will need your mind to move on with life. Don't lose your mind because of losing money. You will need your mind to make more money. Don't lose your mind because of a doctor's report. God keeps in perfect peace whose mind is stayed on him. Isaiah 26:3. Stay calm when triggered. Never say a word in anger. You can regret one word your entire life. It is words that break relationships. When provoked, count 1 to 10 before opening your mouth. Drink some cold water. As the water cools your adrenaline levels, that act of drinking water gives you time to think through your words. If you haven't calmed down yet, get out of the scene without uttering a word. Walk in the woods. Nature has a way of lowering the levels of cortisol, the stress hormone, and activating endorphins, the happy hormones. If you are near a riverbank or beachfront, walking along natural waters does wonders. If you are sandwiched in crowded city apartments, call someone and share with them what is stressing you. No problem is too unique. Others have gone through similar situations. Don't die in loneliness. Loneliness compromises imagination. Isolation limits creativity. If you truly have no one to call, write down your feelings in a Word document. That way, you create a safe space for venting off your emotions. Delete that document once you chill out. Never keep a record of wrongs. Why keep scratching your wounds? In this life, people will upset you from time to time. Learn to manage anger, or anger will manage you. You don't have to reply every text. You don't have to participate in every fight you're invited. 5 tactics to handle a narcissist. Narcissists have a super inflated ego that need to be serviced daily. They die for attention and admiration. They never notice the needs of others. The world revolves around them. God created everyone for their use. Worse, they are blatant liars. If you are married to a narcissist, 1. Never play victim when you're not in the wrong. A narcissist will blame you for their own mistakes. They will say you forced them to beat you. They will say you caused them to have an affair. They will accuse you for making them lose their job. They will say you're the reason they didn't pay school fees for the kids. They will say they caused an accident because you quarreled them in the car. 2. Set clear boundaries. Don't wait for a narcissist to notice your values. Speak for yourself clearly. Let them know your deal breakers. Narcissists understand straight talk. Tell them bluntly that insults, threats, name-calling, and public humiliation is non-tolerable. Tell them your marriage will end the same day they will cheat on you. Tell them you'll call cops on them the same minute they slap you. For points 3 to 5, how about checking my YouTube video, 5 tactics to handle a narcissist. Is your relationship complicated? You're not sure whether you're married, separated, or single? Your marital status is not black and white? Need some explanation? You're not sure whether your partner is your spouse or ex? You're not sure whether you're dating or cheating? It's complicated. If you don't want to lose your sanity, make a decision. Stop lingering in the valley of decision. Cross either side of the Rubicon and live by your choice. Being on the fence is the hardest place to live. It's your indecisiveness that's complicating your life. Indecision is a decision. The worst decision is indecision. The risk of a wrong decision is better than the terror of indecision. Indecision is the greatest thief of opportunity. Indecisiveness will wear you out. Weigh your options and prayerfully make a decision that serves your best interest. Indecision in marital status is playing yourself. What do you have against you? Why allow you to play you? Why wait till you're broken? Many couples ignore a sound marriage seminar just to pay a counselor or a divorce lawyer much more when divorcing. Many marriages operate like firefighting ambulances. Many parents ignore teachers, church, and spending time with their children just to look for help when their child is depressed or doing drugs or expelled from school or jailed or dead by suicide. Many people ignore exercise and eating right until a doctor wants them to put their house in order. While health and longevity are gifts from above, staying mentally and physically fit is our responsibility. I'm challenging you to be proactive, not reactive. Run your life by intentionality, not by impulse. Don't wait until you're broken to reach out for help. Embrace growth and self-improvement. Stop watching war and politics before going to bed. That's why your lovemaking is warlike. It's estimated 95% of the news in the free world is negative. Watch romantic stuff before bedtime. Listen to some love songs or comedy. Anything to spice up your night. Politics is annoying. Sports are very competitive. Business news may remind you of missed opportunities. I'm not saying you should not watch politics, sports, and business. I'm suggesting you don't watch such just before bedtime. Better still, if you can read a book with some background music. If you are single, watching sexy stuff before bedtime is self-torture. Watching an anaconda swallowing a baby or people killing each other is depressing. Why depress yourself when you can listen to country music or watch a lifestyle show, wildlife, interesting documentary, or an inspiring sermon? We are visual creatures. Most of our dreams comprises what we keep seeing. Your mind recalls what you keep watching. Watching sad news before bedtime compromises your sleep and energy levels for the next day. Inspiring stuff relaxes your mind and body at night and gives you a head start the next morning.